Hello beloveds! Today we will be continuing our last video. So this is part 2 on how to navigate this twin flame journey. We will be exploring the 5 soulish and the 5 spiritual steps you will have to take, or both twins will have to take, on the journey before you can see reunion occur or a restoration of a relationship. Welcome, I'm Mary, and this is Taking the Journey. Okay, let's get into this. If you recall from our last video, part 1, it's best that you look at this journey and you assess it for yourself, because you have to know the price you're willing to take to continue this journey, or which path you ought to travel, and it should be a decision based on thorough information. The ladder diagram that I would have introduced you to in the last video, part 1 to this, is the diagram that I will now attempt to explain in more details. It's based on the 3 ladders that both twins will have to climb during the journey before restoration can occur. The 3 ladders diagram is based on a triangular climb that both twins will undergo as they aspire to grow and spiritually align their soulish nature that evolve as they meet eventually at the apex at the top point of the diagram, or the triangle. Both the soulish and the spiritual ladders will have to be climbed by both twins during this journey. This diagram and this channel is based on Deuteronomy 1, 2, 3, which more or less would have said that the children of Israel took 40 years to reach the promised land, a journey that could have taken them just 11 days. So how long have you been on this twin flame journey? Are you taking 40 years? Are you taking such a long time going around the same mountain over and over? Now, if you recall from our last video, the gap in time that the Israelites took was as a result for them to learn obedience, trust, and dependence on God, and get rid of their self-sufficiency, complaints, regrets, and bitterness along the journey. Okay, you're seeing the diagram before you, and it's depicting a triangular climb, which would start from the point of separation of you and your twin or your former partner until you reach to the top, and you climb each step on the ladder at a point when you're ready for a restoration of the relationship or a reunion to occur. Now, the bottom of this ladder, as you can see, you have the mountain, and you're going around the mountain again and again, which represents the running and the chasing that takes place. On one side of the diagram, we have a male representing the soulish twin, and the next side is the female and the soulish twin. And each side of the diagram are the soulish ladders that will be climbed. The middle ladder represents the spiritual ladder that has to be climbed. If you seek your twin horizontally, that is, you run and chase and you go after your twin, you pursue your twin, it will result in that 40 years cycle that you will be trapped in the wilderness. So that is going around the same mountain again and again. So now let's focus on the soulish ladder of the chaser. Now, if you want to be successful, you have to be willing to take a vertical climb. Now, at the point of separation, the twin that is considered the chaser will start feeling, so we're looking at the first step, will be in a panic mode. You begin to feel panic. Your focus will be on the wrong things. You will be displaying controlling behavior, unseemly behavior, such as trying to reach out to your twin, trying to reach out to your former partner, So that is when you are at the lowest point of the soulish ladder. As you begin to heal or the time passes, you will still be displaying anxiety, you'll still be acting out of fear, and you'll be attached to your agenda. As you climb to the third step on the ladder, you'll come to a transition point. You'll be double-minded about your decisions. You'll be feeling a sense of anxiety still, and you'll be carnally minded. Carnally minded simply means that you're focusing on the natural stuff, the natural things and circumstances that are before you. As you continue to climb, you'll start to get detached from your agenda. You start to know what really you want in life, what really you want out of a relationship, and you start to develop a sense of self-sufficiency. As you climb to the fifth step in the soulish ladder, you start feeling a sense of balance. It's easy to connect with your twin if he reaches out to you. You're more vulnerable. You're able to be yourself. You become more authentic. So when you're at this point, the fifth step in the ladder, you'll be able to connect with your twin when your twin reaches out or your former partner reaches out. But because you haven't had climbed spiritual ladder, you will find difficulties, especially as the twin or the former partner goes through his own steps in his ladder, which will experience some negative emotions, and you will not be able to handle it properly. You will not be able to respond in a way that will influence your twin or your former partner in a positive way. That is a way that continues to pull him up on his ladder. Now let's look at a soulish ladder that your twin or the runner will climb. When the separation first occurs, the runner will feel a sense of anger and become emotionally shut down to communicating with you. And you may want to find out why for his actions, but he would not be willing to communicate with you, to talk to you. He puts up a brick wall and becomes emotionally shut down. More you contact him, more you reach out to him, more you run after him, he becomes more resistant to you, and the anger develops more. And that's the reason, because he needs the space. You're not giving him the space that he needs. Now, as he climbs up to the second step, he's easily turned off with you. If you try to contact him as well at this stage, he's uncertain about any contact with you. And as you move on to the third step, this is a point mostly some twins or former partner will reach out, and they'll be feeling mixed messages and a sense of a loss in disorientation, confusion, and so forth. However, they may reach out to you at this point, and you have to be able to handle those negative emotions that person, former partner, will be experiencing. And if you can't handle that and you become anxious yourself, you will drop in your own ladder, and that will in fact make the twin or the former partner descend in their ladder, and you'll all end up back at stage 1 on the first step of the ladder. That is why I'm stressing that the middle ladder is very important for you to climb, so you can be more equipped and prepared for the journey. So the fourth step on the twins ladder or the former partner's ladder, however you want to call it, is that he starts to assess choices that he has to make. It's an uncomfortable phase, and he may step back from you a while if you are in contact to assess things, make decisions, and so forth. And when he returns at the fifth step of the ladder, he is open to be in the renewed relationship, to reunite with you. However, as you can see, as he reaches the top of his ladder and you're still at your top of your soulish ladder, the two ladders actually don't meet. And it's pretty difficult to pull your twin up his ladder till to the top if you're just stuck in your soulish ladder. So you will actually need to be on the middle ladder at some point higher up in the journey to actually form the union to actually take place. Remember, you will be pulling your twin up as on his ladder as you move up or ascend your ladder. Okay, just to recall that the soulish ladders, that is the two ladders at the end, are highly influenced by Clay Andrews, the relationship expert, and also based on my own experiences. Now let's look at the middle or the spiritual ladder. At the point of separation, if you start focusing, or whatever point on the soulish ladder, that you start focusing on the middle ladder, you start developing a sense of awareness. You start to take a new focus. You start to read the word. You start to meditate and have some praise and worship and so forth in your life. Things around that. On the second step, as you grow in your spiritual growth, you start to feel a sense of serenity. You develop acceptance. You start studying the word. You start focusing on God. You develop a sense of gratitude and thankfulness in your life. On the third step, you will start having self-control. You're aligning your actions with God's word. You become patient. You start developing an inner peace. On the fourth step, as you continue to progress, you start feeling a stillness in your soul. Inner peace continues and start developing a faith. You continue to study the word. You develop a trust for God, and also you start to actually hear God. Now, on the fifth step in this ladder, you actually have wisdom and understanding in the matter. You have a great amount of inner peace. You become God-dependent rather than self-sufficient, and you learn obedience. Now, these ladders are also connected to the three dark nights. The dark night of the flesh, the dark night of the soul, and the dark night of the spirit. And the certain steps I will show you is where the dark nights will occur. As we move on to later videos and we get into the topics of the dark nights, we will discuss that. So when you're at the apex now, at the middle ladder, you would have pulled your twin up successfully up his ladder, or your former partner up his ladder, and then you're actually in a point, in a place to actually receive your Godmate, your twin flame, reunite with your former partner, restore a relationship, and so forth. And the two of you can become one and merge at this point in time. Just to reiterate, as you focus within and on your own growth, you will pull your twin up or your former partner up on his ladder as well. Remember, things on this channel will be focused on pulling you up and getting you up to the peak, getting you up to the point of apex, and putting you in the best position to welcome the reunion or the restoration of a relationship. So beloveds, if you're open to it, open to understanding how to successfully travel a twin flame journey and come into a place of inner peace, learning to trust God and his faithfulness, well then, I would recommend for you to like this video, subscribe to this channel to see more videos like this, click on the notification bell, and thank you for watching. And until next time, remember, everything is possible if you can believe.